Good morning from the middle of somewhere. I don't know where we are. John put the drone up and he doesn't know where we are. We're about 40 kilometres outside of Port Augustus. We're on the roadside. The road is somewhere over there. We just followed a little track in, and obviously people camp here because there's fire pits everywhere. I really don't understand why people can't just use the same fire pit over and over again. We were the only ones that pulled in here. It was a good night's sleep, but we were woken up quite early because the temperature dropped and it was really cold. We actually put the diesel heater on. We put the hot water on when the van was nice and toasty. We've both had showers and feel fresh as daisies.
We're going into town.
You are? Look, you've got shoes on.
We've got shoes on.
Oh my gosh, he's put shoes on because he's going into town.
First time in I don't know how long.
But we're really happy that we stayed here, and I would love to have seen some of the creatures that have made some of the tracks on the ground. But even though we kept a low profile, nothing appeared last night. So I did try my hardest, but there's like a new scraping and there's all these tracks over here. But they were here when we got here yesterday. So I assume whatever it is has moved on. Well, we made it out of the bush, didn't we? We went shore.
I don't know where we are. We're about 35 k's north of Port Augusta, but I don't know exactly where. It's just a side track off the side of the road. So.
And I think we came out a different track to what we went in.
Yeah.
But all is good. We're pretty happy. We're a kilometre away back up the road from where we thought we were going to camp, which was really not appropriate for us. It was too exposed to the road, too close to the road, and it was so open that anybody that was opportunistic to do the wrong thing could easily have spotted us and done whatever they liked. Where we camped last night, while it feels more isolated, it feels safer because people would have to come looking and know that you were camping there, and you couldn't see us at all from the road. Sorry to interrupt the video, but I'm trying to edit it and I realized that we didn't explain what was going on. So I just want to fill the gap in here because some people will be watching the video and say, oh my gosh, they come down that Stuart Highway so quickly and they've missed Port Augusta and they've driven past all these places to look at, and why didn't they stop here? And yes, we were planning to do the Unadata track, and of course we drove right past that. And the reason is our GoPro was mucking up when we pulled into Uluru. We spent a whole day at camp not going out to the national park, but John climbing underneath the van, testing the GoPro, doing lots of other things. We didn't know what to do. We only had 4 weeks left of our trip. So we ended up ringing Signature Camper Trailers, that's the brand trailer that we've got, not to get an actual recommendation of a place, but the type of mechanic, electrician, like brake specialist who we should ring if they'd ever come across this problem. I mean, keeping in mind our van has done 60,000 kilometres. We have changed the bearings in it, and at that stage they'd checked the brakes and thought that they all looked good. So we'd spoken to Signature, and just by chance their franchising rep from South Australia in Woodside was visiting the Signature Camper Trailer headquarters in Thornley to pick up some caravans. They sell caravans, they hire caravans, and they service caravans. So he was picking up some more stock and driving them back in a truck. They said, we're going to put a whole lot of spare parts into the truck and they're going to drive back with them, and you meet them in Woodside, South Australia on Tuesday, and then we'll figure out what's going on. If it needs to go to an auto electrician or somebody else, then we can organise that, but at least we'll know what the problem is, because it was perplexing them as well. And we had till Tuesday to get to Woodside, so hence the reason for a bit of a rush. At first we were just going to continue like the holiday like normal and do some side trips and fill the whole days up. But after leaving Uluru and sort of getting halfway down towards South Australia, we could feel that there was no more brakes on the van. Luckily, it's so flat along that road that it wasn't an issue very much, but the slight inclines that we were doing, we could feel the van starting to push the car, and it felt really heavy and very different to our experience with driving the van normally. I just wanted to explain why we bypass so many things. We were driving down the highway to Adelaide and I kept falling asleep because I was so bored, not because I'm tired. And John was sick of his own company, so he turned off when he saw a sign for a campground. And we've come to Port Barron, or Parham, I think. Anyway, $15 a night for unpowered. We chose unpowered. There is power up there, but you can see it's quite congested. It is actually Adelaides International Bird Sanctuary. And when you walk across out, it is just a huge bay. It's currently low tide and there are currently lots of people looking for crabs.
Blues from the crabs.
Yes, lots of people.
Yeah.
And we were talking to a gentleman saying you can easily find the crabs and get them, but it's having the right size and making sure it's not a female is the main objective.
Yeah, if you catch a female with eggs in it, you keep it. $20,000 fine maybe. But you usually use a rake to catch it, you just hear the noise when you're raking the sand.
When we arrived, you have to actually book online. But there was plenty of reception. 5 bars for 5G.
But not for me.
No.
I got nothing.
John's with Belong, which is a division of Telstra.
But I only pay half the amount, so I only get like a third of the service.
We're just going to chill, really, because it's Sunday afternoon and we have to be in Adelaide for the breaks on Tuesday morning. So we'll stay here one night and then we'll make our way a bit closer to Adelaide tomorrow. Good morning. What a beautiful morning. And it's high tide. It's a little bit funny because it is the Adelaide International Bird Sanctuary, yet I've seen seagulls and a few swallows, and that's it. But it's a beautiful place. Yesterday you could walk out on the flats, and this morning all the seagulls have come to me. Goodness, I thought I might come for a short walk and just have a little look around, and I have come so far so quickly without most of my camera gear, just this. That's the campground over there, and I've just walked so far out. Pretty amazing. And the people that are crabbing are still so far that way. I can just see them out, but I don't have the shoes on to go that far out. We have our fingers crossed that we are in the right place for tonight. I booked via Hipcamp, but it was the most laid-back booking ever. You don't get any instructions where to park, how to get in. They actually rang to double check that we were fully self-sufficient, asked for cash only, and said as we drove down the road, there's no street numbers, but we'd see a sign to Hillview farm stay. Well, we saw a sign to Hillview, the gate was open, we've driven up the hill, and we think we're in the right place, don't we?
Well, yeah, I hope so, because otherwise the farmer will be after us with a bloody gun or something.
Yeah, it all just feels a little weird.
Well, and there's a fire pit thing here, so...
Like there's a fire pit and stuff. But look at this for a view, $15 a night. We're in the Adelaide foothills. You would think that this outlook would be the perfect place to do a sunrise shot, but no, the sun is still behind the clouds and we didn't get much of a sunrise. But that hasn't stopped John from being occupied. Welcome to a chat with Farmer John and his cows.
I don't understand these bloody cows. 1 minute they're there, you walk around here, come back again, and they're over there. I'm thinking, how'd they climb the fence? How like, it's beyond me, I don't know.
So he spent a great deal of this stop watching the cows, like the little calves just jump clear over like they're goats over the fence. And for some reason, the larger male, I don't think it's a fully grown bull, it just walks through the fence. And now the two mothers that were feeding the calves that were in with us when we arrived are now in that paddock mysteriously, and there's no holes in any of the fencing that we can see.
This is identical twins, I don't know.
But we've still got no cows with us now.
No, I don't know where they are.
So we're cowless, and Farmer John's feeling a bit annoyed. But today we're actually moving into the suburb of Woodside in Adelaide, and we're going to the dealership that deals with signature vans in Adelaide, and they're going to have a look at our brakes and possibly replace them. Things. Oh look, Farmer John's back on.
That one was there, was over here a few minutes ago. How the hell did it get over there? Oh, that one there, that's the female, but it was over here as well, so...
So we don't want to run off without paying. I have put the money in an envelope with a note about the cows breaking the fence, and I'm going to tape it to the back of their Hillview Farm sign. This trip has definitely taken us to some different places, but I didn't expect to be here. We were actually at Deluxe Camper Trailers. Then our van is up there, front and centre, getting worked on. We guesstimated that the magnetic brakes had failed, but it hasn't been that.
Only a couple of things. There was a broken wire in the left brake. That's what's causing issues with our braking. There was a bolted sheet off on the left suspension, and the bushes on the suspension bushes were worn out on the left hand side as well, so we're doing that for us now.
They're working madly since first thing this morning actually, but I just want to show you, and they have all the models. So John and I have actually been dreaming about our next van. But we have to buy a new tow vehicle. What are you thinking, Mr. Howell?
One of these.
You want the toy tough? You want to climb up and down the ladder to go to the toilet each time at night?
Just stand up, zipper.
Yeah, you can go out. But yeah, all of the brands are here. Well, I think John's worst nightmare has come to fruition today. The van's in, hopefully getting fixed or getting played with. And he told us to go out for the day and not come back. So we've come to Handorf, and I've just... Handorf.
I think it's closed. I think it closes about, what time is it? About 11 it closes, I think.
He's just realised I said we can go in every single shop and shop all day because we have nothing else to do, and suddenly someone is not so keen. Oh my gosh.
No, it's desert storm injury.
So here we go, we're going to look around the German town. Sadly, we just had breakfast before we took the van in.
Well, I might sit and have a coffee while you walk around.
Yeah,
you want to buy
right.
that place?
Cool.
I got a couple of dollars on it.
Not many after the van.
We can head off this afternoon. So we've had a few issues with the car as well, with the bull bar, but you know.
Yeah, we also have to say thanks to Trax Adventure Gear. We were speaking to them about how much our antenna was moving and the bull bar was moving, and he didn't like the gaps in the bull bar. So he rang a store that he knows here, organised for us to bring it in, and we were missing some bolts.
Mount Barker ARB. Took it in there and they put it in the workshop, and a couple of bolts had rattled loose because the corrugations on the up the Cape were just awful. And they rattled loose, so they fixed it up for us. I mean, and we were going to do the Union Data track, but I'll be lucky we didn't.
Leaving the workshop with a van that was now towing so much smoother than ever before, and we were really happy. We drew out a plan that we were going to spend the last month of our 4-month trip around South Australia and where we were going to travel. Sadly, we were thrown another curveball. John's mother rang that afternoon as we were leaving and had some unexpected health news. I won't go into the details, but it did result in us leaving the workshop that night and for the next 3 days driving over 2,000 kilometres and arriving in northern New South Wales to be with her. What this means is the next video will actually be a month later, and we'll be leaving northern New South Wales and heading south towards home because we only have a week left of our holidays. But we've had a lovely time, and we have so many things in South Australia that we just desperately need to get back to, and that will definitely be next year. But for now, I will see you on the other side. So we're very grateful to Signature Camper Trailers because we rang them saying we think we've got a brake problem, so they organised for us to come here. And very grateful to Deluxe Camper Trailers here in Woodside because they've cleared everything and spent the day working on it. Very grateful to Trax Adventure Gear for tracking down somebody that would look quickly at the bull bar and tell us if there was any problems. And also grateful to ARB...
Mount Barker.
Mount Barker
4x4.
Mount Barker 4x4, because they dropped everything and had a look at it and fixed the bull bar.
And David and Gregory, really, really good guys, and they no BS in that. They tell you what's going on and they do it.